Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Wednesday, May 24th, 2023. Today we're going to recap yesterday's NBA and Stanley Cup Conference Finals games. Look ahead to Game 4 between the Panthers and the Hurricanes. Major League Baseball, WNBA, soccer, golf, season finale of Survivor, news and notes, and best bet. We'll start with the NBA. Game 4 of the Eastern Finals last night, as the Celtics stave off elimination to force a Game 5 with a 116-99 victory. It's probably too little too late, as Jason Tatum had 33 points with 11 boards, 7 assists to stave off elimination. This team finally showed up in the second half, and then Jimmy Butler 29 and 9 boards in defeat. So no basketball until Thursday. Like I said, I think it's too little too late, but you never know in a 7-game series and whatnot. No one in the NBA history has ever come back from 3-0 down before. The team that I thought had a shot to do it was actually last year, the Raptors, when they came back and after being down 3-0 in the series, won games 4 and 5 against Philly, and then Philly just blew them out in Game 6. But it was too little too late for the Raptors as well. So let's see if it's too little too late. For the Boston Celtics, I'd say it is. And we talked about yesterday the Nuggets and the Lakers. I feel like we did not talk about the Nuggets that much. Nikola Jokic is just a special player. He's the best player in basketball. He's been the best player in basketball for a couple of years now. And he's just so unique. He's a triple-double machine. He's not the best defensive center. I think that's where Embiid is probably a little bit better than Jokic, but Jokic all around is better than Embiid. Like, I was on Embiid's better than Jokic forever until this year. And if Jokic didn't cruise those last 6 weeks, him and his team didn't cruise those last 6 weeks of the regular season, he would have three-peated his MVP. It's just facts. And then there was some voter fatigue in there as well. But now they technically are big winners of last night because the Celtics forced a Game 5. And let's see if tomorrow night it gets weird and there's going to be potentially a Game 6 on Saturday night, which would be kind of wild. I expect Boston to be favored tomorrow night because they're home, but we shall see. All right, now we'll move on to hockey. Game 3 of the Western Finals, a dominant win by Vegas, 4-0 to take a 3-0 series lead. The number 3 star of the game with a goal, Alex Pietrangelo. Number 2 star of the game with a goal and 2 assists, Ivan Barbashev. And the number 1 star of the game with 34 saves on 34 shots, Adin Hill. So, Vegas now 1 win away from the Stanley Cup Final. And Dallas a loss away from elimination. As Bruce Cassidy, in his first year, a win away from the Stanley Cup Finals, his first year as the Vegas coach. After moving on from Pete DeBoer, who's the coach of Dallas. So, just a fun little subplot there. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the Stars pulled Ottinger in this game. After Vegas scored their third goal, and they did. They went to backup goalie Scott Wedgwood, but it didn't work out because the offense didn't show up in this game. But give Hill credit, 34 saves, 34 shots. And now they get ready for Game 4 tomorrow night. Tonight we have a Game 4. Hurricanes, Panthers, 8 o'clock on TNT. Kenny Albert, Eddie Olczyk, Keith Jones on the call. Panthers a win away from their first Stanley Cup Finals since 1996. The Canes a win away from their first Stanley Cup Final since 2006. Or I should say 4 wins away. But But the Panthers are away from their first final since '96. They're favored. Actually, no, they're not favored at home. It's a pick'em. I thought Panthers were minus 115 favorites, but it's a pick'em. Minus 110 each way, over under 5.5. Overs plus 104. There's minus 128. Canes plus 1.5 is minus 280. Panthers minus 1.5 is plus 225. The under is juiced. But I think Carolina will show up in this game. I don't know if they'll win, but I think they will have overtime in this game. So will there be overtime? Yes, plus 320. I'm going to go with the fun pick for today. And it's just crazy how every conference finals has had 3-0 leads. And we've had one sweep. And we've had one series on a way to 5, which is Boston in the NBA. So we'll see what happens here tonight. Last time a team came back from 3-0 down in hockey to win a series was, I want to say, the Kings back in 2014 in their cup run. They were up, or they were down 3-0 against the Sharks, and then they rallied back. And it was in the first round. And I've seen the Bruins and the Flyers do it in consecutive years against each other. The Flyers did it in 2010, their cup run, then the Bruins did it in 2011 in their cup run. And then, obviously, we don't have to talk about 2004 with the Yankees and the Red Sox. And then, 2020, in the COVID year, the Astros came back from 3-0 down to force a Game 7, but the Rays won the Game 7. You don't see that very often, where a team's up 3-0 in a series and ends up going 7. Let alone the team actually pulling off the comeback like the Bruins and the Kings and the Flyers have. And then falling short like the Astros did in 2020 in the COVID year. So, we've seen teams make it interesting before. I gave out the Raptors example when they made it interesting to force a Game 6. And they lost and got blown out at home in Game 6 by Philly. So, you never know. 3 opportunities to at least make it interesting. Boston forced a Game 5. And they can make it more interesting by forcing a Game 6. And we'll see how the Florida Panthers and Carolina Hurricanes turn out tonight. Now we'll move on to baseball. We'll go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to the slate for today. White Sox over the Guardians 4-2. Rangers over the Pirates 6-1. D-backs over the Phils 4-3. Cardinals over the Reds 8-5. Blue Jays over the Rays 20-1. Padres over the Nationals 7-4. Yankees over the Orioles 6-5 and 10 on a walk-off sac fly by Anthony Volpe. Dodgers over the Braves 8-1. Royals over the Tigers 4-1. Brewers over the Astros 6-0. Cubs over the Mets 7-2. Giants over the Twins 4-3, so best bet wins. Rockies over the Marlins 5-4. Angels over the Red Sox 4-0. Mariners over the A's 3-2. All right, today's games, 12:30 of the Rangers at the Pirates. Martin Perez, Johan Oviedo. So we have a couple of matinee games today. Texas is favored minus 124. Pittsburgh's plus 106 over under 9. Overs minus 115. Unders minus 105. Texas minus 1.5 is plus 125. Pittsburgh plus 1.5 is minus 150. I'm going to go full game under. 1 o'clock, D-backs Phillies. Zach Gallen, Rangers Suarez. D-backs minus 120. Phillies plus 102 over under 8.5. Overs minus 105. Unders minus 115. D-backs minus 1.5 is plus 140. Phillies plus 1.5 is minus 70. Full game under. White Sox Guardians. Michael Kopech, Cal Quantrill. Guardians minus 138. White Sox plus 118 over under 7.5. Overs minus 120. Unders minus 102. White Sox plus 1.5 is minus 182. Guardians minus 1.5 is plus 150. Tough one. The over's way juiced. So instead, I'm going to go with Guardians over 4 runs, minus 110. Astros Brewers. Brandon Bielak and Adrian Hauser. Bielak. Pick them, -108 each way. Over under 9. Overs -120. Unders -102. Astros -1.5 is +150. Brewers +1.5 is -182. Full game under. That's low. Or I'm sorry, that's high. Giants Twins. Anthony DeSclafani and Joe Ryan. Twins -172. Giants +144. Over under 7.5. Overs -108. Unders -112. Giants +1.5 is -146. Twins -1.5 is +122. I'm gonna go with the full game under. 6:30 Cardinals Reds. Steven Matz, Ben Lively. Cards -164. Reds +138. Over under 11. Overs -102. Unders -120. Cards -1.5 is -110. Reds +1.5 is -111. I'm going to go with the Reds on the run line. I don't know if they'll win outright. They've lost a lot of close games this year. So I'm going to go Reds run line +1.5 and -111. Jays Rays. Yusei Kikuchi and Shane McClanahan. Rays -196. Blue Jays +164. Over under 8. Overs -122. Unders even money. Jays +1.5 is -126. Rays -1.5 is +105. For this one, I'm going to go with the full game under at even money. Padres Nationals. Ryan Weathers and Trevor Williams. Padres -154. Nats +134. Over under 10. Overs -105. Unders -115. Padres -1.5 is even money. Nats +1.5 is -120. I'm going to go with the full game under. I think that is a high number. O's Yankees, Tyler Wells and Nestor Cortez. The Yanks are favored -136. The O's are +116. Over under 8. Overs -120. Unders -102. O's +1.5 is -78. Yankees -1.5 is +146. Tough one. But the overs total runs are juiced. The full game overs juiced. This is a tough one. I know the Yankees have won 5 straight. I'm tempted to go with the Orioles here. Tyler Wells has actually pitched really well this year. But instead of that, I'm going to go with under 4 Yankee runs, -102. Maybe that ends up being a push. Maybe Yankees win 3-2. Nestor turns back into the same guy. We'll see. But I'm tempted to pick the Orioles outright, but I'm going to go with the Yankee under runs instead. Dodgers Braves 720. Tony Gonsolin and Bryce Edler. Braves -112. Dodgers -104. Under 9.5. Overs -102. Unders -120. Dodgers -1.5 is +146. Braves +1.5 is -176. The Braves need the game. I'm taking them -112. Tigers Royals 7:30. Matt Boyd, Zach Greinke. Royals -118. Tigers even money. Over under 9. Overs even money. Unders -122. Tigers -1.5 is +155. Royals +1.5 is -188. Rare instance where the team that's favored on the run line is the underdog on the money line. I'm going full game over 9 even money. Mets Cubs. Cody Senga and Marcus Stroman. Cubs are slight on favorites, -116. Mets are -102. Over under 6.5. Overs -122. Unders even money. Mets -1.5 is +172. Cubs +1.5 is -210. Full game overs way juiced. Both team total overs way juiced. I'm just going to pick a straight up winner. Mets winning streak ended yesterday against the Cubs. The Cubs, maybe they found something. I'll take them at -116. Don't feel good about it, though. 8:30 Marlins Rockies. Sandy Alcantara and Carl Kaufman. Alcantara's been bad this year. They're favored -178. Rockies +150. Over under 11. Overs -102. Unders -120. Marlins -1.5 is -122. Rockies +1.5 is +102. For this one, I'm going to go over 4.5 Rocky runs, -108. Now, Contra is really taking a big step back this year. 9:30 Red Sox Angels. James Paxton, Tyler Anderson. Red Sox -116. Angels -102. Over under 9.5. Overs even money. Unders -122. Red Sox -1.5 is +134. Angels +1.5 is -162. I'm going to go with the Red Sox straight up -116. James Paxton's actually pitched pretty well for them this year. And last but not least, A's Mariners, Ken Waldichuk and Bryce Miller. Mariners -290, A's +235, over under 8, overs -122, unders even money. A's +1.5 is +112, Mariners -1.5 is -134. For this one, I'm going to go with under 3 A's runs at -115. All right, now we'll move on to the WNBA. We'll recap yesterday's games. I believe we have some games tonight as well. No, we don't, actually. We have games Thursday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday. So no games on Mondays and Wednesdays so far. All right, so the Suns over the Mystics, 88-81, Commissioner's Cup game. The Suns were pretty nice-sized underdogs. They went outright, and the Dream beat the Lynx 83-77. So both underdogs won their games outright. Sun, Alyssa Thomas had 22 in the win with 10 boards. Elena Delle Donne had 27 and 4 assists in defeat. For Atlanta, Alicia Gray, 26 points, 10 boards. Nafisa Collier had 20 with 5 assists for the Lynx. So no games tonight. Like I said, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then the next time we'll have games on Wednesdays will be June 7th. So like I said, very early in the season. We have 2 undefeated teams in Connecticut and Chicago. And then Dallas, Vegas, and the Sparks each played 1 game, have 1 win. Liberty and the Dream are 1-1. Washington's 1-2. Seattle's 0-1. And Minnesota, Indy, and Phoenix are each 0-2. Washington's 1 win came against the Liberty. So that's a good win. So it's a good 1-2 for the Mystics because of the win. All right, now move on to soccer. We'll go over notable results from yesterday, and we have a lot of soccer to get into for today. All right, La Liga. Celta Vigo, Girona 1-1 draw. Real Sociedad over Almeria 1-0. Valladolid over Barcelona 3-1. All right, today, 5 games. 1:30, Elche Sevilla. Should be a lot of fun. Elche's at the bottom of the standings. And I say it should be fun because we have a lot of games today. And Sevilla is in 9th. For the betting, Sevilla's even money. Elche +270, draw +240, and go Sevilla at even money. That's easy. 1:30 ESPN2, Real Madrid and Rayo. Rayo's at 11th and Real Madrid's in 3rd. So Real Madrid's -260. Valle is 550. The draw's 4-1. It's just hard to go against Real Madrid. I'm going to go over 3.5 goals at +116. Villarreal and Cadiz. Villarreal's in 5th and Cadiz is in 16th. Villarreal's -240. Cadiz is +550. Draws +370. I'm going to go with under 2.5 goals at +236 or +136. 4 o'clock, you have Espanyol and Atletico. Espanyol is 19th in the league, and Atletico is 2nd. Espanyol +220, Atletico +115, draw +250. I'm going with Atletico +115. That is a no-brainer pick. Like, I can't believe they're that big of an underdog in a weird way. And then Betis and Getafe. Betis is 125. Getafe plus 260. Draws plus 195. Betis right now is 6th in the league. Getafe is 18th. I'm going to go with Betis at plus 125. So a lot of really valuable picks here for La Liga. All right, Coppa Italia today, the finals. You have Fiorentina and Inter Milan. It should be a really fun game for sure. Fiorentina's plus 270. Inter Milan's even money. Draws plus 210. I'm not going against Inter Milan. I'm not. Inter's winning even money. English Premier League today, 3 o'clock. You have Brighton and Man City. Brighton's plus 240. Man City's even money. Draws plus 280. Obviously, Man City leads the way. And then Brighton's in 6th. It's really hard to go against Man City, but Brighton's playing good soccer. So I'm going to pick the draw here at plus 280. Under 20 World Cup. Results. USA over Fiji 3-0. Uzbekistan, New England 2-2 draw. Argentina over Guatemala 3-0. Ecuador over Slovakia 2-1. All right, today's games. 2 o'clock, you have Italy and Nigeria. I'm trying to find looks like we don't have it. Oh well. If I had to guess, a gunpoint, say Italy wins. Senegal, Israel, or say Senegal. 5 o'clock, Japan, Colombia. That's a good one. I'm going to say Colombia. And then Brazil, Dominican Republic. We're going to go with Brazil. The U.S. Open Cup. Results from yesterday. Houston over Minnesota 4-0, but it doesn't say final as extra time in the 92nd minute. That's weird. Cincinnati Red Bulls was a 1-1 draw, but Cincinnati advances 5-3 on penalties. Miami over Nashville 2-1, and LA Galaxy over LAFC 2-0. I am so mad. Oh my God, I should have picked the Galaxy outright. I thought about it, but I went with the draw, thinking that maybe the Galaxy would win it in kicks or something. But nope. LAFC finally runs out of gas. I had it. I should have just bet on the Galaxy. I'm so mad at myself. I made the case that this is going to be kind of like the Union, how they played so many games to the point where they're just tired. We saw it with the Union against LAFC and CONCACAF, and now we see it here in the U.S. Open with the Galaxy knocking off LAFC, and then we saw it in the round of 32 with Mini knocking off the Union in the in penalties in the round of 32. Oh my God, so mad at myself for not betting the Galaxy. Literally talked myself into it on the podcast yesterday, but didn't actually do it. 4 games tonight in the U.S. Open. 7 o'clock, you have Pittsburgh and Columbus. Columbus Crew obviously is the better team. I'm just gonna pull up the odds real quick. Columbus is plus 105. Pittsburgh's plus 210. Draw plus 250. I'm gonna go with the Columbus Crew plus 105. They're the more proven team. I know Pittsburgh's won a couple in a row, but I'm gonna go with the Columbus. 8 o'clock, you have Birmingham and Charlotte. Charlotte minus 110, Birmingham plus 260, draw plus 240. And go Charlotte on the road at minus 110. Charlotte's more proven. Austin, Chicago. So we have an MLS game in here. It's 9 o'clock. Austin minus 110, Chicago plus 250, draw plus 250. Austin's kind of finding its footing. I'm going to take them at minus 110. And at 10 o'clock, you have Colorado and Salt Lake. An interesting game. Colorado plus 105, Real Salt Lake plus 220, draw plus 240. Colorado's lost a couple in a row. Salt Lake, it's been weird. I'm going to say the draw here at plus 240. Now I'm going to check and see if there's anything else that needs to be touched on. We have Liga tomorrow. Bundesliga Saturday. We already did La Liga. Serie A's back Friday. League One Saturday. I also need to see Eredivisie. We don't have that until Sunday. ELC we don't have till Saturday. It's the championship. So that's pretty much it for soccer today. All right, now move on to golf. We have the Charles Schwab Challenge. I have a couple of golfers in mind in terms of a pick. So tee times. So 8:20 we have Justin Lauer, Stefan Jaeger, Sam Ryder, Christian Siedenhout, Matthias Schwab, Davis Lipsky. And we're just going to go through notables. 8:31, Austin Smotherman, Harry Higgs, Callum Tarrant, Ryan Palmer, Russell Knox, Michael Kim. 8:42, Ryan Fox, Tyson Alexander, Alex Smalley, Kremer Hickok, Alexander Noren, and Zach Blair. 8:53, Siwoo Kim, Nate Hardy, Chad Ramey, Evan Van Brooyen, Brett Horschel, Ryan Henley. 9:04, J.J. Spawn, Davis Riley, Sam Burns, Scotty Scheffler, Brian Harmon, Brendan Todd. 9:15, Cam Champ, Chester V, Justin Rose, Jordan Spieth, Chris Kirk, Ganguly. 9:26, Richie Wierenski, Taylor Hogue, Lucas Herbert, Sepp Straka, Ricky Fowler, Tommy Fleetwood. 9:37, Will Gordon, Patrick Rogers, Alex Baddeley, Matt McNeely, Danny Willett. 9:48, Eric Cole, Ben Taylor, Nate Lashley, Sungwoo Kim, Scott Stevens, Thomas Dietrich. 9:59, MJ Daffé, Kevin Westmoreland, Victor Norman, Dylan Wu. 1 o'clock, Mark Hubbard, Grayson Seek, Troy Merritt, Emiliano Grillo, Dylan Fratelli. 1:11, Aaron Ray, Adam Schenk, Ben Griffin, Hayden Buckley, Dylan McCarthy, Ben Martin. 1:22, Henrik Norlander, Patton Kazir, Justin Sue, Andrew Novak, Robbie Shelton, Jimmy Walker. 1:33, Joel Dahman, JT Potson, Grayson Higo, Taylor Moore, Luke Bliss, Adam Putnam. 1:44, Matt Walls, Kurt Katayama, Victor Hovland, Tyler Duncan, Scott Stallings, Cam Davis. 1:55, Colin Morikawa, Sanjay M, Lucas Donald, Nate Taylor, Harry English, Tony Finau. 2:06, Lucas Hodges, Max Homa, Zach Johnson, Kevin Kisner, Adam Long, Bayo Hostler. 2:17, Kevin Tway, Kevin Strillman, Sam Piercy, or Scott Piercy, Rory Sabantini, Dylan Lingworth, Peter Malnati. 2:28, Joseph Brumlett, Matthew Neesmith, M.W. Lee. And 2:39, Austin Eckroat, Harrison Endicott, and Carson Young. All right, so the golfer I'm going to pick here is somebody that has, if I'm not mistaken, won a couple of tournaments this year and came close a few times. He was the runner-up to Matt Fitzpatrick in the RBC Heritage, which I nailed. I'm going to lay I know he's one of the favorites, but I'm going to lay a half unit on it, and it's Jordan Spieth at 14-1. I feel pretty good about Jordan Spieth. I think he's in for a big weekend. So half unit, Jordan Spieth, 14-1, Charles Schwab Challenge, and just make it simple. No outside-the-box picks for this week. All right, the season finale of Survivor is tonight. It's going to be a really fun episode. So we did talk about last week's episode on the show. The reward challenge was where they broke the teams up into two players that were blindfolded with the third teammate being in the obstacle course, maneuvered them, and then that player then directed their blindfolded teammates to solve a table maze, and the first trio to finish the maze won a trip to the Survivor Sanctuary for food and luxuries. So Carson, Lauren, and Jam Jam won the reward. And at the sanctuary, Carson and Jam Jam told Lauren that they were willing to vote out Carolyn, and Jam Jam privately considered it. And back at camp, Jamie attempted to convince Carolyn to flip on her Tika allies, but Carolyn told Carson about this right away when they returned, swearing the loyalty. And then the immunity challenge, the players balanced the ball on a small platform by holding ropes to steady. And then at intervals, the players had to step further back, making it harder to balance it. And the last player with the ball standing won immunity. Lauren won it. And then they're talking about voting strategies and all that. So the vote was 4-2. Jamie got sent home. And Jamie and Lauren wrote down Carolyn's name. All right, best move of the episode was that the Tika trio not turning on each other. Worst move, Heidi playing the idol. She was stupid. For playing the idol. And because nobody voted for her. She should have kept it. And she could be in trouble at the 5. That's when you play your idol. You save it to the end. And if Heidi doesn't win or doesn't make the Final Four, then there you go. But I thought it was stupid that she played her idol. Best moment, the sanctuary. You gotta love the sanctuary and all the fun and booze and all that jazz. All right, so how this would play out. They do the immunity challenge at 5. And then they go to tribal and they go down to 4. Then they do immunity for 4. The winner of the immunity for 4 picks somebody to go with them to the finale. And the other 2 people have to make fire. And the winner of fire goes with the other 2 to the final jury. And the other one is eliminated. So my predictions. Immunity at the 5. Carolyn, she's overdue to win immunity. And she hasn't won one yet. And that's hurting her resume. So I'm going to say she wins immunity. Who's out at the 5? Carson. If Carson survives the 5, he's going to win. You repeat that. If Carson gets past the 5, he will win. Because he's smart, he's knowledgeable, and I know he gets cocky at times, but they have to get him out at the 5. if any of those four have another chance of winning, because he's going to win at Fire. He's so good at the puzzles. So he's been practicing Fire at home. I mean, you never know if he could get beat at Fire, but I feel confident in saying that he will win Fire and he'll win the game if he's not out at 5. So I'm going to say Carson is out at 5. Individual immunity at the 4. I have Jam Jam. Who will Jam Jam pick with him to go to the final? I'm going to say Heidi. And you have Lauren and Carolyn battling out for Fire. And I have Lauren over Carolyn in Fire. And so the final, I have Heidi, Lauren, and Jam Jam. And then the jury being Matt, Brandon, Kane, Franny, Danny, Jamie, Carson, and Carolyn. And I'm going to predict that the winner of Survivor 44 will be none other than Jam Jam. I think Jam Jam has the respect of his tribe mates and the rest of the jury. And with both Carson and Carolyn being in the jury, I think would benefit Jam Jam in the long run. And they would vote for him to win. I think it'll be close. The last couple of Survivor jury votes have been landslides for Marianne and Gabler. I was blanking on his name. But I don't think this is going to be... I think there's a chance it's unanimous, but now that I think about it, I do think that there will be people voting for Heidi. There will be people voting for Lauren. I'm going to say Jam Jam wins. I think it might be 4-2-2, 4-3-1, with Lauren getting potentially 3 and Heidi potentially getting 1. But I do think it'll be fun. There are some rumors out there for next year for Survivor that the shows are going to be 90 minutes, which would be pretty cool. Maybe they'll get to see both reward and individual immunity or regular immunity challenges in every episode. And you get to see more time about the contestants and more drama. So I think that is a good thing that Survivor is going to be up to 90 minutes. Other than obviously the finale and the first episode. And there's also rumors that Survivor 45 is going to be one of those seasons where you see contestants from the past. So we covered this show, Survivor 42, Survivor 43, and Survivor 44. If I had to pick 6 contestants from each show, or each season to be on Survivor 45. So just for fun, who would I like to see back on? Carolyn for sure. Jam Jam for sure will be back. Franny and Matt will be back. So that's 4 already. I think that another one I could see back is Josh. Because he was a good player that was voted out before the merge. And the other one I could see is Carson. So Carolyn, Carson, Jam Jam, Josh, Franny, and Matt. And Bruce, they already announced that he'll be on a future season of Survivor. So that's why I didn't include Bruce. Obviously, he had the medical problems. and had to be medically evacuated on the first episode, which was sad. But Jeff already announced on his podcast that Bruce will return for another season down the road of his choice. So that's why I didn't include Bruce. Survivor 43, pick 6. Noelle, Carla, Cassidy, Gabler, Jesse, and Cody. So that's a fun 6 right there. And then Survivor 42, Marianne, Mike, there's so many good ones in that season. I could see Roxroy coming back. I could see Romeo potentially coming back. I could see Omer coming back. I could see Jonathan coming back. There's so many of them I could see coming back. But I'm going to go with Mike, Marianne, Jonathan, Omer, Lindsay, and Drea. Like, that was a loaded season. I thought that was a really good season. So that would be a fun 18 some right now. The 18 people I just listed off from the last 3 seasons. That would be a lot of fun. We'll see if 45 is indeed a season where we see a repeat contestant and one of those 18 are in it or multiple. I deserve a pat on the back. But I'll say multiple because I'm sure some of these contestants are interested in coming back. So, should be a very interesting next season of Survivor, which we'll talk about more things that potentially come out of it in the after party tonight, in that after party segment of the finale. Okay, now move on to news and notes. Some interesting things that should be discussed. So we're going to start with the NBA. The Houston Rockets have options at number 4 as multiple teams are interested in Houston's lottery pick, but team may look to move up. Ooh, that's interesting. I mean, they're not getting the 1. We know that. I think 2 or 3 could be available for the right price. Maybe something with number 4 for number 3. Because Portland's willing to move their pick too. Tyler Herro can return to practice as he's cleared for non-contact count work and mid-hand injury recovery, so that's interesting. We talked about Carmelo Anthony announcing his retirement as he says he's won at life, as he is at peace with not winning a championship during his career. So the Rockets are to be aggressive in free agency, as we know. Brook Lopez, Dylan Brooks, Cam Johnson, and Austin Reeves are among teams' potential targets. The Suns, zeroing in on 5 coaches. Frank Vogel, Nick Nurse, and Doc Rivers headline the finalists. They'll meet in the coming days. But they are not in the final stage of its search, and will interview assistants Warriors' Kenny Atkinson and Bucks' Charles Lee. The Celtics were affected by Ime Udoka's firing, as they never got over how the team handled his dismissal. That makes a lot of sense. And for it to come out right now, when the team's on the verge of getting eliminated, is not surprising. Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart told the Heat, "Don't let us win." Before last night's matchup, but guess what? They let him win. Stan Van Gundy roasts Tyler Herro with harsh criticism on his sense of fashion. Magic Johnson compared Nikola Jokic to some of the greats. Kyle Kuzma takes a jab at Rob Pelinka as he gets deja vu after he said he wanted to keep the young core together. Some baseball stuff. Texas first baseman Nate Lau, West is ours to take as the red hot Astros are not shaking the Rangers' confidence. Dexter Fowler puts Mookie Betts on blast as he couldn't believe when Kershaw said Dexter Fowler was his toughest out. So Dex let him hear it on TV. Will Brennan dedicated his home run celebration to the fallen bird that he hit the day prior. And then last night there was a squirrel at Yankee Stadium as fans in the Bronx couldn't believe a squirrel was running on the wall, which was funny. The Mariners tie France, hit a go-ahead home run that knocked the X off of Texas on the scoreboard. Garrett Cole gets his 2000th strikeout last night in a game where he did not pitch well at all, but the Yankee offense rallied for him to avoid the loss. So congrats to Garrett Cole on the milestone. Carlos Rodon, back discomfort gone as he played catch yesterday, but is unsure when he'll be able to pitch. So that's a good thing for the Yankees. They need him back if they are to come back and win this AL East. Some hockey. Jamie Benn got ejected last night from the game for being assessed a 5-minute major penalty and game misconduct. So that is not great for them, as that's just a lot of anger right there. So MetLife Stadium to host 2 hockey games this year as the Devils will face the Flyers and the Islanders will face the Rangers. So that's pretty cool that the 3 tri-state area teams will play and the Flyers will be one of the visiting teams. So that is pretty cool. But the question is, who has the home game at MetLife Stadium, the Rangers or the Islanders? Maybe the Rangers? But it's probably going to be the Islanders. Because when the Rangers played the Devils and the Isles at Yankee Stadium several years ago, they're the road team in both games. And they are also the road team in the Winter Classic at Citi Field against the Sabres, which made no sense because the league likes to give the Rangers some favoritism by giving them 41 real home games at the Garden, with some of their road games being fake road games in outdoor venues. I mean, the one that wasn't a fake road game was the one at Citizens Bank Park when they played the Flyers in the Winter Classic. They won the game, but that was clearly a Flyer crowd that was all Flyers pretty much. There were probably some Ranger fans there, but it wasn't crazy like how it was for the games at Citi Field and Yankee Stadium that they played in several years ago. Some football. Adrian Peterson says he hasn't retired, as he says he's mentally hasn't hung it up and is open to opportunity this year. That's wild. Aaron Rodgers strains his calf. Injury is considered minor. He should be back fairly quick. That was ESPN's Josina Anderson. Tariq Woolen has knee surgery as he's expected out until training camp after arthroscopic knee surgery. Brock Purdy will throw next week as Kyle Shanahan says that Purdy's rehab is on schedule after his elbow surgery mark, so that's good news. Von Miller guarantees Week 6 return as he tells reporters he'll be back no later than Week 6 as he recovers from the ACL injury. Hakeem Nicks at Giants practice says that Brian Daboll will be around a long time. I may agree with him. New kickoff rule passes as owners approve one-year trial that says all fair catches and touchbacks come out to the 25-yard line. The A's in Nevada reached a stadium agreement as the state agrees to significantly less than team's original $500 million request. Deal needs to pass legislator. Coming down right now is that the Stars issue an apology for fans for the actions of a few of our spectators during Game 3. So that is nice and appropriate. Jordi Alba leaving Barca as he's exiting this summer after 11 years and 18 trophies. Macario to miss the World Cup as she confirms she won't be ready for the tournament as she recovers from ACL injury. Ron Holland visiting Ignite as 2023's number 2 player and former Texas commit was officially released from NLI today. And some boxing news. You have Errol Spence Jr. against Terrence Crawford for the undisputed welterweight championship on July 29th in Vegas. All right, last but not least, my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. I'm going with soccer today because there were better soccer picks than baseball picks on the board. I'm going to go and lay a unit on Atletico Madrid at plus 115 on the road at Espanyol. It's crazy that Espanyol's plus 115. Just insane to me. They're way better than Espanyol. Way better. Espanyol is in second to last in the league. And Atletico is second in the league by Barcelona. Insane. All right, so there you have it for the show. I'll be back tomorrow recapping everything. Look ahead to everything tomorrow. Survivor finale is going to be a lot of fun. Maybe we'll have an activity for you guys on the show as well. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.